Good afternoon. We continue to follow breaking news. Boise police are responding to a shooting at the Boise Town Square Mall. They say 5 people and a Boise police officer are hurt. One person is in custody.
BPD sent out this tweet at 2:11 this afternoon saying they're responding to the mall and asking people to stay away from the area. About 10 minutes later, they said they had at least one person in custody and they're still trying to secure the scene. For those of you new to Boise, the mall is located here on this map between Milwaukee and Cole and between Franklin and Emerald. It's also really close to the I-84 connector. Katya Stepovic is live outside the mall near Macy's. Katya, tell us what we know so far. I know you've been there for quite a while now.
Well, that's right. We heard 5 reported injuries. There is no confirmation on fatalities, but what we do know is the suspect is in custody. Now, we've been out here for over an hour and a half, and the scene is kind of dwindling down, as you can see behind me, but I have never seen so many law enforcement agencies out here at one time. It was outstanding. But now they're starting to kind of question witnesses. BPD's asking witnesses what they saw, and families, you can see in the parking lot, there's been some families kind of hugging each other. Sounds like they're just waiting for answers. Potentially maybe their family members were those ones that were injured. But we just talked to a lot of people, whether they were here Christmas shopping or doing their daily errands, and they are in complete distress and shock, saying something like this does not happen in Boise Town Square Mall. Take a listen at this.
My friends and I were drinking and having food at Old Chicago. Just paid our bill, and then we saw a bunch of people running out of the main entrance. Look like they were panicked, looking back. We exited the main entrance. Someone said they heard some popping noises. That's when we were told from the restaurant side to either stay in or stay out. So we exited the main entrance, and that's when security pulled up and said there's an active shooter.
Yeah, and I did talk to several other witnesses, and they say that mall staff actually got on the intercom the minute they heard those rounds and told everyone to get out of their nearest exit. And witnesses that I spoke to, some of them saying they heard 4 to 5 rounds of shots fired twice. So that's a total of maybe 10 rounds. And then some of them were actually going up the escalator by this Macy's entrance that you see behind me, going up that escalator, and actually saw that escalator glass completely shattering, and they just immediately dropped to the ground. So it is very intense here, and this moment is really tragic. And our hopes go out to the people that have family members injured.
All right, Katya, we should mention we have tried to reach out to the hospitals to see the extent of those injuries. We've not yet heard back, but we'll continue to work on that. Katya, thank you. Let's head out now to our Joe Paris. We have team coverage of this breaking news. Joe is near the mall as well. He is near the Dave and Buster's on Milwaukee, if you're familiar with that area. Joe, what can you tell us? What have you learned additional information from your area?
Well, Kim, to set the scene, you can see the area behind me. This is Milwaukee and Emerald, and the best way to describe it would be a few blocks away from the mall. I mean, it's right there, though. You could certainly know it's in the same neighborhood. We've actually been pushed back since the last time we checked in the 3 o'clock hour. The Boise police continuing to expand the scene here again, Emerald and Milwaukee. If you see there in your picture, you'll see 2 cars, a white SUV and a silver smaller car. We can tell you what we can see at this point. We can report what we see, I should say. There appeared to be a bullet hole in the passenger and the driver's side front window of that SUV. Again, at this time, we have no information about what that possibly could have been or what possibly could have happened, but we can report to you. You can see those 2 cars that are behind several rounds of police tape, and I can also tell you that Boise police officers have been walking through the neighboring parking lot searching for something and expanding the scene. The best guess we could have is that they're looking for a possible bullet casing or a bullet that might have been shot from the other side of the street. Now, if you go even further over to the right side, and this is actually what we referred to as behind the Dave and Buster's during our special report earlier, you can see there several different layers of police tape blocking off the area there. From the vantage point we have now, it can be tough to say, but I can tell you a bit earlier before we moved back, there was a Boise police motorbike that had looked like it had been turned down with the lights still flashing, as well as several evidence indicators. Now, when you're out at an evidence scene like this or a breaking scene like this, you'll watch as investigators, they'll place nice little notelets with numbers next to things that they find important to mark it as evidence. We can tell you that there's a lot of those markers in that parking lot. Could not tell you exactly what they are marking, but again, a lot of interest in that parking lot there as Boise police continue to work through there. And I can just tell you from personal experience, if you walk behind the area that you're looking at right now, there are a few alleys in between the buildings, and if you were to walk through that full alley there, you would end up really in the backside of the mall. So this entire complex is interconnected. We are now just trying to learn from police exactly how all of these scenes are related. Of interest though, I did talk to someone a short time ago who told me they were working across the street from this area, just having their lunch, and they heard all of a sudden pop, 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 pop. She described it to me as what she said, an entire round, just nonstop pops. She said at first, you know, she was really wondering what it was, and very quickly she saw a lot of Boise police officers show up to this scene. And when talking with people on scene, that's a common trend here that we're hearing, is that Boise police, they showed up here very quickly. We do know that City Hall West, which is really a main headquarters for Boise police, it's really only a few blocks away from this scene, so they were able to get here very quickly. You can see here though, as officers continue to work through the afternoon, there's a drone out here as they continue to study this entire area. And I know we're showing you as much as we can here with the live shot, but it is really tough to describe how big of a scene this is for officers. And I can tell you from experience talking to police detectives and investigators, scenes like this get very complicated. There's a lot for them to go through. There's a lot for them to consider. So at this time, if you can, they are asking people to avoid the general area of Emerald and Milwaukee over by the mall. I know that there is a lot of interest in what's going on here, and we're keeping our eye on it. We'll update you again at 4:30. We do believe we're going to learn more from the Boise Police Department in a press conference. But Kim and Morgan, this is the scene we're looking at here. Again, if you're just joining us, we can report that there's an SUV that has been blocked off behind several layers of crime scene tape that appears to have some bullet holes through the driver and passenger side windows. Again, we are unsure exactly what happened there, but we continue to look into this situation. We'll report back as soon as we get confirmed, detailed information.
So, Joe, we don't know this incident, how it relates to the incident inside the mall, the shooting at the mall. We don't know which one came first. We don't know if, in fact, they are related. I mean, we're assuming they are, but again, you've not gotten confirmation on that. Is that correct?
Yeah, and that's a really important thing to point out, Kim. I know a lot of the time when we have scenes like this that are close to each other, you would assume that they are related. At this point, we have not had a confirmation from anyone that what happened inside the mall and the scene that you're looking at here, that they are related. Now, we're guessing that. That's a guess that would be fair to make, but that's a fair point, Kim. We do not know exactly what happened at the mall, what happened here, and how and if they are connected.
Okay, Joe, so to recap, 2 separate scenes at the mall as well as near that Zupas. And so police in both areas right now asking everybody to avoid the area of the Boise Town Square Mall. Joe, thank you so much.
Again, 5 people injured and a Boise police officer in the shooting that happened inside the Boise Town Square Mall at the Macy's. It happened just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. As Joe mentioned, Boise police are expected to hold a news conference. They've set up a command central in efforts to get everyone together on the same page, and that is expected to be at 4:30, that press conference, and we of course will bring you that as it becomes available and when they're ready to talk with more information. And again, you can always go online in the meantime at ktvb.com, and we'll continue to follow it here on air as well.